let's continue with this tiny flap, which is going to be, let me show you the album. This will be here, and I choose the leftover paper that I've got from the covers, and this measure 1¼ wide by 8 7/8. Okay, this is 1¼ wide, and for the opposite spine it's 1 1/8. Okay, 1¼ 1 1/8, and the length or this tall side is 8 and a little bit more than 7/8. Okay, so my idea, we are going to work with this side first, and I cut the 2 sheets with all the cards because they are gorgeous, and I think it's a great idea to add some sticker or something to select the day of the picture, journal in the back, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 pieces of paper for this side and for this side that measure 4 3/8 and 4 3/8. And actually it's these patterns and solids which I cut from the 8x8, this piece, and this piece. Let me put this aside. Okay, these 2 pieces are stick completely, and I want to add 1 brad here, 1 brad here, here, and here, just as embellishments. This one, it's open in this side. Oops, Cecilia, yes, here it is open, so I can add a tag or something else with the remaining paper at the very end. Okay, but also I want to add 1 here, here, and here of my brads. So now inside, I'm going to explain you, and I think I'm going to make this off camera because it's something easy. I'm going to use for the entire album 2 of the regular black tags by Graphic 45, and I have my coordinating dies. So with these patterns and solids that is remaining from the previous pages, I'm going to use it in the back, and this is the March month, so I've used the 2 sheets, but I have still the same, almost the same piece of paper. Okay, you can see here I'm going to keep all of these because I want to make, with all the pieces that I have left, some embellishments in the cover. So in this side, because I remove this, I want to add some piece here. So the only thing you need to do here is, I'm going to make in the back my pencil marks where to cut, and we can cut this just to embellish in the top here. And probably if I have, oops, no, the opposite one, maybe here. Oh yes, we have more we have here. So I'm going to make a mark, and here I can cut without cutting the words on here. Of course, I'm going to ink this first. I am ready. I made my hole here, and this is 1 1/4 circular punch what we need here. Okay, so this is my front, and now we can add now the back, which is going to be here. I am just going to adjust. Okay, now this is the front of the eyelet, so I'm going to use the green in the front. Okay, and this will be here, and this side it's going to be in the back, just the blue. Okay, and here we will have a space for pictures. Okay, everything is ready. This is my back, this is my front, this is the 1 1/2 no, 1 1/4 wide piece that we are going to use. In the back I made a line in the center, and probably I want it about from my bottom 7/8 of an inch, probably. Yes, something like this, at 7/8 of an inch from the bottom to the top. So the first thing that I'm going to make is my hole here, and probably in this case I'm adding an extra mark just to be sure. And I am trying to align it here, so as soon as I know it is aligned carefully here, you need to be careful because we have all the braids. Okay, I think it's going to be easier if we come from this side. Yes, yes, it is aligned here. So now when you have this kind of problem, what I like to do is use a ruler and block here. Okay, even we can put inside all the night some pieces of chipboard to open a little bit more that space, okay? Just to be sure that it fits properly. There we go. Now we are going to continue, and in this element I want to add April here, 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 and here as well. I put here May, but no, here we will have April as well. At the end you can put any word you want, but I am just suggesting what I want, okay? So here in the bottom I'm going to add, this is from the April 8 by 8, and this measure 5 by 3/8 by 4 and 3/8, which is going to be the same measurements inside, okay? This is going to be here, and with the same measurements, this will be on top, and this is from Patterns and Solids. And this gorgeous stamp from the April month, I just back this up with some blue Patterns and Solids here. This here again from the April, and the name here, and both of these are back with some red. And here I would like to add again some of the small brads, tiny brads, because that looks so nice. I really like it. So I'm going to add four corners in both sides here, and I'm going to stick all of this, and I'll be back. Some tip: when the legs are really close to the edges, what I like to do is just cut a little bit, and it's going to be easier to open the legs, secure it in the back, and it's going to stay inside the paper, you see, because these are really long. I don't like the idea to get this close to my edge, so I just cut a little bit. This is ready. Now we are going to work with these two flaps, and they are going to be easier with the same measurement. This is from Patterns and Solids. One it's going to be here, and one it's going to be here. And from the strip, I just cut at the same width, which was 5 3/8. And this is going to be in the bottom, and this is going to be in the top, and the two stamps backed with some red Patterns and Solids will be here. And of course we are going to attach this only to this piece, okay? Not glue here and not glue here. We will add the glue here. You can make, if you don't feel so comfortable, make a tiny pencil marks just to be sure that this is attached only here, okay? And this one, they are going to be holded only with glue in both sides in the two pieces, okay? So I'm going to make this, and I'll come back with you. Okay, I want to share how I'm doing this, okay? What I did here in the bottom, I will explain you here. When you add your mat, I'm going to align this here with one of my lines, and then I'm going to put this in the next, where this is aligned with this, okay? And this, it's going to be under this one. In this way, it's easy to see that this is all aligned, okay? And just add some tiny glue in both sides. Okay, I need to be closer and be sure this is aligned, and be sure this is in the right position to read it. Okay, okay, now I'm holding both sides just to be sure that it's going to stay on place. All right, now that's the easiest part. This one I will try to put it as similar as this one. So this is about from the black edge 3/4 of an inch. So let's see, where are my, and I will add my glue only between my pencil marks and without going close to the bottom and close to the top. But because I know the glue can spread out, I'm using this leftover piece from a project. I am just trying first to be sure it is aligned with my top. Better if you use something, because if there is some glue, it's going to be catch with the acetate or this plastic bag. Okay, because I want to use my beautiful cards, I'm going to use, this is from Patterns and Solids, and this piece measure 4 1/8 by 8 3/8. What I did to make this pocket, I just cut a piece of black cardstock that measure from the width 2.5. First, I made a 1/2 inch score. Then I placed this on top of my paper this way, and in my scoring board make my second flap, and that's it. Okay, so we are going to attach this piece. So I don't want to waste the beautiful images. So what I am going to do here, I am going to use them, one in the top, one in the bottom, and with a piece of paper I just took my measurement from here to here, from here to here, and to add the back of the apron paper. Probably probably I'm going to add one sticker at the end. Okay, so this is April. Now here we are going to add May and May. So for this side, I have from the 8x8 paper pad, this piece measure 5 and 1/8 by 8 and 3/8. Yes, this is from the other sheet. I just cut the strip to add it and complete my page here. On top, well, I'm going to add this first. Okay, let's continue. I already stick this. I'm going to add a mat, and this measure 4 1/4 by 6 and 3 1/4 as well. And I just cut a piece of vellum paper again that measure 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. And on my 4 3/4, I score a 1/2 inch. But I think, well, before I made my scoring line, I used my stamps, 2 of them. Life is Abundant. I stamped it first with white, and then this beautiful dragonfly, I just stamp it, and some washing is not really clean here, but it's okay. Now it's better if you align this here in the back on top of the vellum paper, and then start modeling, or I don't know how to say this, but marking from the back where this is going to be. Opposite side, to help this to close, I will be adding this from the same paper, and I just left my flap in the right side, and you already know I went to my scoring board. I put this where I wanted to score it, for example this line, and just score this. Okay, so now we just catch, oops, the magnets. Okay, we can put them on place anyway. Now here we have, the best part is that we can add here our May as well. Now, on this side, I will be using patterns and solids, and this measure 5 and 1/16 by 8 and 3/8. And this it's going to be here. I always like to insist in my corners, okay? Now, 2 pictures mat, and this measure 4 3/4 by 3.5, both the same. So one it's going to be more in the bottom, one it's going to be more on the top. In the center, I am going to add a piece of this paper with this face up, and this measure the same width of here and 3/4. Let me just check. Yes, 3/4. Okay, I already stick my picture mats, and my recommendation is I just stick the first one in the bottom, just trying to leave the same space in the bottom and in both sides, and then using this, but always keeping this here without gluing, I just check where this could be better, and I just put it. Now I just need to center this between these mats. Perfect. And now this from the same one. Okay, now I'm going to stick this here in the top, just using some glue on the green. Okay, and here I just fussy cut from the paper, May paper, this because it's so beautiful, and because I want, and remember, you need, maybe I need to use something white here just to be sure. Yes, it is on place. I want this here, and I want this like here. So let's start first joining these 2 pieces, okay? And I am using my green borders here and here just to be sure where am I going to. Now I just going to remove this a little bit because I want to add my glue until here, which is a little bit down of the actual measurement. Yes, and now we are ready with May here, May here. Okay, now for June, yes, it's June. Where are you, June? Oh my goodness, where is my month here? Okay, I'm going to use in the left flap. This is from Patterns and Solids, and this measure 5 and 1/16 by 8 and 3/8. Okay, I'm giving you my measurements, but as I told you, it's so easy to get the measurements. Just depends on how much edge you want to see. You just need to measure and cut your paper. I'm going to make something really similar to this one. So I'm going to use my mat 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I already, now this, it's going to open to the right, because on my left I'm going to have this, and I didn't score this and neither this because I want to show you exactly the way that I did it. I just stamp with the gorgeous stamps. I use my mushrooms and these stars just randomly, okay? They are so beautiful, and I am using only my two vintage pearl and white embossing powders. So to close, it's going to be this one here. All right, now my name, it's going to be backed with some green patterns and solids. On top I have these two pieces are from not from, yes, from the June. So I'm going to add, this was on the top and this was on the bottom. I am going to put it on the different way. This one in my bottom and this one on my top, because here I have a little bit of green as well. So this will be here, but when we add this one, let me show you the way that I do it. The importance here is to come to the left. Oh my goodness. And you need to be really careful that this stays on place, okay? Now you just start even with your fingers. You can start. Now just push this to the back. Here I am just using my fingers, as you can see here, okay? It's important, this step, and you can see here I almost lost a bit of my star, but I don't mind. I really don't mind. So let's add a little bit. I am just going to align here what I want this to be, and I am just moving this because I want to be able and see my complete frame, so you can see it. There we go. There is not much room, but I'm sure it's going to work. I already stick this. This is loose. This is loose, and all of this is already on place. I'm going to show you how I want this, because I want this to be a pocket and be able to slide this inside. I am going to move a little bit off to the left, okay? And here I'm going to check exactly where am I going to add my glue. I'm going to leave a space here on the sides, but on the back I am going to be here. Okay, so my glue, it's not going to be here. Just let's stick this better. Let's see. Next one. This is patterns and solids, and this measure 5 3/8 by 8 3/8. Two picture mats, and I'm going to tell you the measurements in a moment. Both measure the same, 5 by 3.5. Again, I'm going to, what happened there? Okay, one here, one in the bottom with a big space, because then I'm going to stick this, will be right here, and then this will be like here. Of course, this is going to be stick to this, this is going to be stick to this, okay? And when I have everything ready, I will show you how to stick this. Okay, let me tell you what I did. I found a piece of my black chipboard, and because this is not going to cover all the piece, so I am just put it in here and align it with this edge exactly what I wanted, and then I just draw all around and make my marks where to cut. So now I'm going to cut out all of these. The best way that I can. Now we need to check if this piece fits here, and I think that I'm going to cut just a little bit here, just to be sure. Okay, now I am going to stick this first to my paper. So my glue, it's going to be only in the black chipboard. Now I'm going to work with my July section, and this is the paper from July, the 8 by 8, and this measure 5 3/8 by 8 3/8. This will be here in the top of the other paper. Like this, I cut the lines. There are the strips, there are one in the top and one in the bottom, so this will be here in the top, and I size this down to the same measurement. On top, I'm going to make a tiny booklet, this one, which is going to be opening to the left, and this one, the cardstock, measure, let me just double check, 8 3/4 by 6 3/8, and I scored this at 4 3/4 in the long side. And the papers that are inside are 4 1/4 by 6 1/8. Well, no, 6 1/4. Okay, and this is from Patterns and Solis. I've got the full paper of this, so I cut first the high and then just slide in 2 pieces, and these are going to be here. Patterns and Solids, same measurement, and this beautiful card with the B, it's going to be here. My month and name, which is this one, it's going to be here, but because it's a little bit empty, my red, and of course my card, I will add it inside my booklet. I am thinking to use my stamps to ink a little bit, and with my black suit, probably I'm going to use my greenery, this one, because it is so beautiful. That's the only reason. So we can play a little bit. Probably we need something here in the bottom, just because I don't want that's enough. It's something just as the background here. Probably there. I know. I am just going to put this upside down, and I don't mind for this section because it's going to be covered. Okay, I need to put it more in the bottom here. There we go. Now I like it a lot. So first, let's assemble. I'm going to do it off camera, okay? Because you already know how to do it. I'm going to stick this. I'm going to use one magnet here and one magnet here, or probably two and two, to be sure this is going to be closed and I will be able to put my card inside as well. Okay, and I'm going to mat the inside, and when I finish that, I'll come back to tell you about this. This is from the opposite side. To add one stamp in this side and the other in the opposite side. This is going to be here, and I have the other strip that it could be here. Let your dreams take flight, and I like this quote, so I think that I'm going to back this with some blue and use this as well. This is ready. Before I stick this one, I just want to add my strip. This is ready, and now we can even add our July month there. Now the opposite side, well, this it's going to be inside here. I was checking and I made a pencil mark in my left side at 1/8 of an inch in the top and in the bottom, because there is where I am going to stick this. This is the flap that we are going to stick there, okay? So let's add our glue, and of course we will cover this with some strip of paper. The waterfall is already made. That's the beauty of this. So for here, my paper, patterns and solids, measure 4 3/8 by 6 3/8, And yes, I choose my black here. This is going to be on top. I want a closure, and I cut 4 pieces just to add them here in the bottom of my 4 flaps, like this, and like this. When I open here, I'm going to add some mats that I made with a cream cardstock just to journal something. I pretend to add the pictures here in the top because it's easier to write in the bottom, but it's your choice, okay? So this is going to be like that. I am not going to add more bulkiness, but all of these flaps will include the mat. I want a closure, as I told you, so this will be in the bottom. This piece measured 2 5/8 by 5 3/4, and I decide the measurements to use this card, but I want to cover here. So this piece measure 2 2.5. Let me check. Yes, 2.5 by 2 3/8. It's going to be here, and when we open, we will have the same pattern, but now it's upside down, and this measure 2.5 by 5. And of course, we need magnets here, and I'm going to start adding, yes, my magnets. Before I lost these pieces, I'm going to continue here. I found this from Patterns and Solids, and my piece measure 7 16, no, 4, 8, 11, 9, 9 16s, I'm sorry. 1/16 plus a half an inch, okay? So that means 8, 9/16, of course. And the same height of this pattern paper. So let's add this, and it's going to be aligned with the flap that we stick there, okay? I like this. It looks so nice because I have my black in the side. So I cut exactly in the same way. I cut my month name. This is a black green chipboard. I'm going to stick this 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, let me do something. Let's start attaching this. To start, and the glue is going to be only in my half, the top side half, okay? I don't want to waste this gorgeous I am going to embellish here, for example, because they are so pretty. I really don't want to waste them. I love it. I really love this so much. Okay, this piece is done, and I'm going to save, of course, all the leftovers, not only to make my cover and back cover, but we will have enough paper if you got the bundle to make something else.